Today I'll just be trying out some commentary. I'll be giving out what I was thinking and maybe some tips for replays. If you haven't already, join the Be Right Discord server. Some people give out tips there for their decks. And yeah, check that out. I give out tips for Miner 3.0. And there's other decks in the server like Miner Rocket, recruits, stuff like that. Today I'll be sharing Bowler Graveyard Freeze. It's a pretty hard matchup, and I don't win it that much. It's very close. And there are 3 variations that I go against. Zappies, Ewiz, and Icewiz. Zappies is the easiest because they have less HP than the wizards. Ewiz has its 2-hand attack, which can sometimes go on your Inferno Tower. And Icewiz has its slow, which can be very annoying when you're trying to push. And it's just really cheap, and it can easily counter your miner if they catch it. So yeah, let's get into it. So, of course, if you don't know, try to leak first before going miner or your cycle cards. This deck's cycle can get pretty messed up, and you really need a right cycle to beat some decks. So just wait. I didn't wait this game because I was tilted, so don't do that. He's gonna go bowler in the back, and because this deck has Valk, you don't want to go to push into the other lane, like Lumberloon Bowler Freeze, which has Lumberjack. So just place your Inferno Tower. Be very passive in this matchup, really. I'm gonna let those troops connect to my Inferno Tower, because I know his graveyard is still out of cycle, and I can push into him. He's gonna play his troops pretty early, so that gives me a chance to spam some more. His bowler is still out of cycle, so I'm gonna be aggressive here. I try to predict a bowler, but unfortunately he plays his bowler very high for some reason, and he gets the NATO King Tower activation. Don't go miner in the safe spot all the time for graveyard in general. They're gonna always like save their troops to catch it, and you're just gonna have to let them get that NATO activation, because you'll still get some damage, just not that much, which is fine. He's gonna go in here and just use your poison skellies when it's early in the game, but you're gonna need to use your poison on offense in later in double and triple. You need to keep up with your graveyard, with their graveyards. I go Ice Spirit there early to try and force out something. You don't necessarily want him to make a big push in the back. He clumps up his troops like that. For some reason, he's playing very badly right now. So I can easily go miner poison. Play your Valk or Skellies, because you use your Ewiz and Log when they freeze. when they freeze. He's gonna go Zappies again right next to the tower, so I'm gonna go Minor Poison. I played Poison first, so I can cycle back to my Poison faster. So that's just a small micro tip. And goes Graveyard again, so I'm just gonna go Valk, wait for him to freeze, and then I go with my Ewiz. Better players at this point, I think they would try to go the other lane because I'm just getting a lot of damage here. I minor right on the bowler because I have a big push and I'm trying to keep my Ewiz alive, but it gets killed, unfortunately. He tries to rush a graveyard because I just poisoned, so try and be quick with that. I go my Ewiz very early because I have my log, and yeah, at this point he's pretty dead, so I'm just trying to get as much damage as possible. And here, here, I played my Inferno Tower high because I knew he had Zappies, and if he had Ewiz or Ice Wiz, I would have played it lower because Ewiz has its two-hand attack and Ice Wiz is tankier, so just keep that in mind. If you're going against those variations, go play your Inferno Tower lower. And here, I already cycled back to my Poison, and I'm gonna play it. He's getting desperate, which is very good for me. And yeah, that's pretty much, he can't get any more damage, so I'm just gonna Poison. And yeah, pretty easy matchup against bad players, but if they know their stuff, it's gonna be a little bit hard. Just know when you can go on offense, when their bowler is out of cycle and stuff, and when you have to play defense. Yeah, hope you enjoyed watching, learned some stuff.